So here are 10 most common Salesforce hiring mistakes. Number one is not making recruiting and retaining sales talent your number one business. That is your business. That's your most important thing you do, is the recruiting and retaining top sales talent. Number two is lacking a system for recruiting top talent from outside of your industry. And a lot of folks just look to do the recruiting inside their industry. We already kind of touched on that. But there needs to be a system for recruiting top talent from outside of your industry. Do you have a system and process for recruiting top talent from outside of your industry? Number three is hiring salespeople who can sell instead of those who will sell. There are a lot of people who can tell you what to do. There are a lot of folks in sales that can tell you how it should be done. But that doesn't mean when the bullets are real and they are in front of prospects that they can pull the trigger and actually do it. So there's a lot of difference between knowing and doing. Obviously, you want to hire somebody who can do it, not someone who can just talk about how to do it. Number four is not knowing how to identify great sales talent. We covered a minute ago some of the things that don't matter. In subsequent webinars, we're going to cover characteristics of great sales talent and how you can determine if these people have the talent necessary for superior sales success. Number five is hiring managers conducting traditional interviews and failing to ask questions that uncover the real person. The interview of a salesperson should be very much a structured experience like a role play, and you should treat the potential salesperson the same way a disinterested, difficult prospect would treat the salesperson. And you act disinterested, you beat up on them a bit, you ask them tough questions, you're a little bit nasty to them, because that's how you see how they're going to perform. And the way they handle you as an interviewer is the same way they're going to handle a tough prospect. If they cave in and talking with you and they appear to be somebody who's unsure of themselves and mumble and they're not articulate and don't come across as though they're confident, if that's how they appear with you, then that's exactly how they're going to appear in the marketplace. So the real test of the salesperson is how do they respond when they are put under pressure during an interview. And most hiring managers don't do that. Most hiring managers want to start talking about, we've been in business this number of years, and our company's this, and we're rated this, and da-da-da, and this is a 401k you get, and this is the base pay, and this is your vacation time and sick leave time, and we're a great company. Don't you want to come to work for us? So the hiring managers usually are in the frame of mind of selling their company to the potential salesperson. It should be the other way around. The whole mindset of the hiring manager is, tell me why I should hire you above anybody else I've already interviewed. Prove to me why I should even take you on as a new employee. Most hiring managers never been taught that, don't know what to say or how to do it. Fortunately, there's a way that we help managers do that. Number six, hiring to availability instead of to excellence. The worst time to hire a salesperson is when you need one. The best time to hire one is when you don't need one. And truth of the matter is, just like in the NFL, you should always be looking to replace your weakest player. And all of the people on your team should know that their job is always at risk. That's what keeps them on their toes. Otherwise, they get complacent and lazy very quickly. So you want to not wait to hire people or interview people when you need people. You want to constantly keep your antenna up, always looking for talent, because if you find an excellent person, then you can always make room for them within your organization. Number seven, hiring based on impressions, education, or industry experience instead of on the ability to sell. Well, we've already covered that one. Number eight, failing to learn the 5 most common sales weaknesses. There are 5 weaknesses that salespeople have. Each one of them impacts sales success. I'll give you one of them real quick. Discomfort talking about money. When a salesperson is uncomfortable discussing money, then that is an impediment to sales success. Because when the salesperson stumbles over money and trips over their tongue and appears unsure, uncomfortable to discuss money, then that is perceived by the buyer as somehow the salesperson can't be trusted. So if a salesperson has this unbelievable discomfort discussing money because they were taught as a kid that you shouldn't ask people how much stuff costs, and they have this real hang up about money, then they're going to bring that into the marketplace, and it is a major weakness that will compound their failure. Now, there are 4 more besides that. That's just one example. And in an interview process, you want to find out all 5 of these by asking questions and doing some assessments to find out how many of these weaknesses that person has. And if if they're a train wreck, if they've got several of these and they end up being a train wreck, then makes no sense whatsoever to hire that person, because all you're doing is hiring somebody who's completely dysfunctional and needs a whole lot of therapy, and you're not in that therapy business. Number 9, failing to reward employees for referring great candidates. Don't know if you have a process in place that you turn your current employees into recruiters for you, but your current employees, particularly your better ones, probably know other people like them that could be an asset to your company. If you reward and pay your existing staff to refer people to you, then that is one way that you can have more referrals coming to you for potential new hires. And number 10, advertising for positions instead of people. Advertising for positions would be talking all about the company. And if you want to know what this looks like, pick up any classified section of the Sunday newspaper and look at the ads for salespeople. It's all about the company and what they offer, as opposed to talking about a description of the person we're looking for, the kind of person we're looking for, and the attributes and so forth. An ad written properly will describe the person, not the position. So those are 10 common mistakes